name's Craig Weir. I play in two different bands, Gleadrich, which is a bagpipe rock band, and Craig Weir and the Kabbalistic Cavalry, which is an indie folk sort of influence band. Could you imitate your favourite artist now? My favourite artist is probably the Libertines. I'm not very good at impressions. Oh, my name's Peter. Yeah, that's probably my best impression of Peter from the Libertines, but that's horrendous as well. Okay, what inspired you to do what you do now? Now we're talking. Okay, well, I guess my music is probably all stemmed from playing the bagpipes first of all, and my mum's uncle was the one who taught me and initially got me into the instrument first of all. So he was a big inspiration. I think there's a lot of different inspirations that have come from different places. I try with Gleadrich, my band, we try and fuse the bagpipes with different styles and genres of music. So obviously I'm drawing on influences from different genres and different styles of music to do that. Gordon Duncan was a huge inspiration. The late great Gordon Duncan. He really opened a lot of doors for the bagpipes to be introduced to different styles of music. So I'd say he was a pretty big inspiration. But I think I like to try and combine the sound of the pipes with a real rock and roll sound. So I guess again, like the Libertines, Oasis had a bit of an influence on that side, whereas you're looking at more like guys like Gordon Duncan and Ross Ainsley on the more traditional side of things. Who inspires you in the music business and also in real life, and why? I think in real life, I would say, to be honest, my family had a big influence and inspire me, because they try and keep my feet on the ground, along with my girlfriend who does exactly the same. In the music business, again, it's hard to pinpoint one person who inspires me. But again, probably going back to looking at these people who I've just discussed in terms of my influences, people like Gordon Duncan, people like Ross Ainsley, the Libertines, Oasis, these kind of acts. And I suppose the thing about a lot of these guys is that they never go away. They keep bringing out excellent music. It's a cycle that keeps them going. They never stop. And they've got that longevity about it as well. I think that's really important. If you were to work with a music composer, who would it be? If you were to work with a music composer, who would it be? That's a hard one.
It could be one or two, you know.
Yeah, that's really difficult. I don't know. I'm frozen here.
Yeah.
That's a really hard one.
We skip that if you can't think of any.
I'll come back to that one.
Okay.
Would you be happy to collaborate with other musicians in other genres of music? Yes, absolutely. I think that's, as I've just touched on, I think that's really important to have different genres of music collaborating together. I love that. It's that the fusion of different styles of music is amazing. I love it. And quite often at Gleadrich shows in particular, we'll come away with a ska piece, or we'll come out with a real rock and roll piece, or we'll come out with something that an audience who've never heard us do not expect us to play, and they hear it and they go, wow, that really works. I love that feeling. I'm still interested in the idea of doing something quite dancey. I've got a friend, Charlie, who has spoken a lot about the idea of working on some kind of electro house music stuff with the bagpipes, which I think could be an incredible fusion. It's just finding the time to get in the studio and try and make something work with that, because I think that would be an amazing experience. Don't you think that Celtic music is underrepresented in Scotland? Absolutely. Celtic music is definitely underrepresented. I think in some ways in Scotland people take it for granted. It's just there. It's not something that a lot of people are particularly passionate about. Where they should be. When I've travelled out to America, Canada, and seen the way that they really, and Germany as well, we go so crazy for Celtic music. It's almost more Scottish than Scotland at times. Particularly, I remember being out in Canada for the first time, and I was performing at one of the Highland Games, the North American Pipe Band Championships, and it's huge. I couldn't. It took my breath away, really, the sheer size of the thing, because it was almost like Glastonbury. Like, it was huge. Like, people with loads of people with camper vans, tents, making a proper weekend of it, which we don't do over here in Scotland. And for me, that hit at home that actually I think we are underrepresented in Scotland with Celtic music. To go back to the other question about composers, who would you want to work with? Well, I've spoken a lot about the influence of the Libertines on my music. I think it'd be great to sit and write a track with Carol from the Libertines. I've always wanted to try and work with Noel or Liam Gallagher. I think that I've actually met all of my musical heroes except for them, so I would say that they'd also be amazing to work with. There's so many, to be honest, but I'm open to working with anyone, to be honest, who brings an idea to the table. I think that's really important, to be open-minded and to be open-minded. I think that the most ridiculous experience I've had was in China.
Yeah.
When I was out there playing a few years ago. We were out there touring with the RSNO, the Royal Scottish National Orchestra, and the BBC came out to film some of the stuff for the Hogmanay show that they do, and the six pipers that were out there were asked if we'd go out and perform in front of some famous statue in Guangzhou. And we went out there in our kilts, and within seconds we were absolutely mobbed. We had to have security help us back into the venue after only like half a minute's worth of playing. It was incredible. It was insane, actually. I think it's really funny to see the reaction of people when you're in a kilt and you're in a different country. Actually, I don't think in America they look at you like you're that strange, because there's so many people in America that want to be Scottish. They actually, when you're out there wearing a kilt wandering around New York, people want to talk to you, to be honest, and say how good the outfit looks and where can they buy one, basically. The American tour that you touched on there was just insane. Obviously, I've played in America a few times on different tours and things, but actually to go out there with my band and be on tour and hire a van and drive around for a week playing in different cities, it was just absolutely incredible. One of the greatest experiences of my life, to be honest. And it's already looking like we're going to have to do it again next year, because the demand's been that big for it, so it's something to look forward to.
So are we seeing this year's Music Awards?
Hopefully I'll be able to attend this year's Music Awards. Once I've got the date, I'll check my calendar and hopefully I'll be there.